All right, so this video is dedicated on just paying yourself, okay? And two of the things I'm really going to talk about with paying yourself is delayed gratification, okay? And also in what situation you're in, because I think those two things are important because not everybody's in the same situation. I'm single and don't have any kids. So basically my business partner and I got to go almost 5 years without paying ourselves a salary. And for some of you, that's just not going to be an option. And maybe residential is going to be the option for you to get started because you need money coming in. You're going out on your own the first time and you got mortgages, stuff like that. I get it. But guys, when it comes to your overhead for your business, it also comes into your life overhead. If you live a bougie lifestyle and you like fancy shit and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with that, but understand when you start a business, you're probably gonna have to give that up for a while, okay? I'll give you a story. My first year in business with this company, we put in $5,000, both my business partner and I. And I was so scared about us going bankrupt that for almost an entire year, I went to go eat at a Chinese restaurant once a day. It was an all-you-can-eat Chinese restaurant. I paid like $10. I would go in there and I would just devour as much food as I could fit in, and then I would buy some fruit at the grocery store extra. So I was eating for like less than $15 a day, okay? Most people can't eat on $15 a day just themselves. Now that was a sacrifice I made for myself, and understand that if you have a family, you may not be able to do all those things, but if you start a business, it's not just you that's doing it, it's your entire family. And you have to get out of this mindset of what you deserve, and you cannot try to keep up with the Joneses. You're accepting a life of struggle, of sacrifice, of doing what other people won't do so you can one day live a life that other people can. And that's just kind of what it is. I know there's an old saying that, live like some people won't, so one day you can live like other people can't. And that's what you really have to think about. I'm telling you, being a small business owner it's a badge of honor. And most of us, when I meet other small business owners, I know how hard they work. Guys, right now it is 11 o'clock on a Saturday night, and I'm out here shooting videos because this is just the time I could get it done. It's winter time right now, and it's just hard work. I don't know that anybody's going to buy this. Maybe some people don't. Maybe some people do. This is just a flyer that we're doing. Hopefully it's going to work out, and people are going to find these video series helpful and purchase it to start their company. I don't know. But the point is, when it comes to paying yourself, is the more you pay yourself is the more overhead for your company. The more overhead that you have, the more money you have to make. That adds more stress to you personally, because you're the one, at the end of the day, you're the business owner that's got to create that money to be able to pay for bills. So if you're paying yourself $10,000 a month right when you first get started, most companies are going to operate at a 10% profit margin. So that means if you go out and sell $1 million your first year, you're going to be lucky. At maximum, you're going to make $100,000 in profit. If you're paying yourself $10,000 a year, you're a negative $20,000 in your first year. You just can't do it. So you have to dig in and understand that not only are you going to have to sacrifice, but your family is probably going to have to sacrifice as well right when you first get started. That means less, Under Armour stuff. That means less fancy trips. That means a lot of sacrifice your family's going to make to keep that overhead low. Because guys, if you can delay your gratification and keep money and start building up capital, it's just like with anything else. You build it over time and nurture it. You're going to allow yourself to start doing these bigger projects, and you're going to be able to work less and make more money. And that's, again, what everything we're trying to teach you is built on, okay? So just understand that paying yourself is a direct correlation to your overhead. And if you're sucking out every single dollar that your company makes, whether it's you doing it or you have employees that work for you, you're causing more pressure on them, more pressure on yourself to make sure that you're living this elegant lifestyle. Guys, if you just wait and you just build, one day you're going to hit that glass ceiling and you're going to break through, and then the money's just going to start flowing. For us, it finally started happening over the last year. We went through a lot of mistakes that I've told you about, and I'm very open about some of the mistakes we've made, but the biggest decision that we made for our company was continue to keep our overhead low so we could do nothing but continue to chase after larger and larger projects to now, my company will not do a project unless it's in six figures. Like, we won't even look at a project if it's less than $100,000. And now we've bid projects now in the millions. And this was just something that only happened because we stuck to the principles of the books I told you about, 4-Hour Work Week, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Me and my business partner both sacrificing, even living in the countries we lived in out of the country. Everybody thinks that we made a lot of money because of that. We went and lived in places that's cheap to live, you know. I've lived in a travel trailer over the last 5 years. I drove a scooter for a while because my SUV broke down. There's just sacrifices you're gonna have to make as a business owner, and you just can't care what anybody else thinks. The only person that should matter is your family and yourself and the people who work for you, and forget about everybody else. No one's gonna understand the struggle and the hard work that you're gonna put in, okay? And one day, if you work really hard, you will be able to pay yourself back for it, and it's gonna feel amazing, okay? Delayed gratification. Don't listen to everybody else, and don't try to keep up with the Joneses anymore.